So the Galaxy Watch Ultra just took a giant leap, not for mankind, but for smartwatches. While most of us are using it to count steps or track our sleep, Samsung's latest smartwatch has been selected for something a little more intense, helping monitor the health of simulated astronauts during an isolation study designed to mimic space travel. Yes, it's basically preparing for life in space. This is part of a groundbreaking experiment called Solus 8, the first of its kind to use commercial smartwatches as standalone health monitors for space mission simulations. The European Space Agency, the German Aerospace Center, and the Institute of Aerospace Medicine ran the study. And what did they choose to monitor astronauts? Not a custom-built NASA-grade gadget. A Galaxy Watch Ultra? That's a big deal. Now, you might be thinking, why does this matter? Because space is brutal on the human body. Isolation, lack of sunlight, zero gravity, restricted schedules, it's a lot. Traditionally, health monitoring in space requires bulky, expensive equipment, often connected to other devices. But this study shows that a simple smartwatch, cable-free and phone-independent, can potentially do the job. That opens up doors not just for space travel, but also for remote research stations, emergency health tracking, and even next-gen telemedicine. In the Solus 8 study, 6 participants, 3 men and 3 women, were locked away in a simulated space habitat on Earth for 8 days. No daylight, no outside contact. A strict schedule dictating when they could eat, sleep, exercise, or even take a shower. Think of it as a high-stakes rehearsal for Mars. And through it all, the Galaxy Watch Ultra was constantly tracking their vitals. Each person wore the watch 24/7, except when it needed charging. It was connected to a local Wi-Fi network, collecting and encrypting data, which was then processed locally with the help of the IT firm Adesso. No smartphone tethering, no complicated setup. Just a wearable doing its job in a very unforgiving environment. That simplicity is what impressed the scientists most. According to the Institute of Aerospace Medicine, smartwatches like the Galaxy Watch Ultra showed that they can securely collect vital sign data in challenging conditions without needing any intermediate devices. That's a major step forward for space exploration and not just for astronauts in orbit. Imagine having similar systems in Antarctic research stations, disaster zones, or areas with no cellular service. This is a glimpse of how tech we wear every day could evolve into life-saving tools. All this data collected during the Solus 8 study is now helping build something called the BioBase, a system by the German Aerospace Center designed to monitor life support and human health in future space habitats. The idea is that, as humans spend more time in space, think months, not days, we'll need seamless ways to track physical and psychological health, and smartwatches might just be part of that solution. Now, to be clear, the Galaxy Watch Ultra didn't actually go to space, but its role in this Earth-based simulation is still huge. It follows a previous study where unmodified smartwatches were tested to see if they could function in space-like conditions and passed. This latest experiment goes even further, proving that consumer-grade wearables aren't just useful, they're reliable. What's next? A follow-up study, called Solus 100, is already being planned. This one will last 100 days and include both a main crew and a backup crew. That's a much longer isolation period, and it's going to generate even more data on how people cope with long-term confinement and structured living. You can bet that smartwatches will play an even bigger role in that mission, and here's why I find this also exciting. We're watching the line between everyday tech and advanced space gear blur in real time. Just a few years ago, using a commercial smartwatch for astronaut health tracking would have seemed far-fetched. Now, it's happening. And if this keeps progressing, we might see a future where astronauts depend on their smartwatches the same way we rely on ours for step counts or heart rate, only in much more critical situations. It's also a reminder of how adaptable technology has become. The Galaxy Watch Ultra was designed with rugged adventures and outdoor workouts in mind, but now it's proving useful in space-like environments. That speaks to how far wearables have come, not just in design or durability, but in actual scientific utility. So, yeah, next time you strap on your Galaxy Watch or Apple Watch and check your pulse after a run, remember, you're using the same kind of tech that scientists are exploring for future space missions. The smartwatch isn't just smart anymore, it's getting ambitious. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.